Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Let's learn online. So our today's topic is Balbharti English Standard 4th and the poem name is My Books. Let's read the poem once. I love my books, they are the homes of queens and fairies and knights and gnomes. Each time I read, I make a call on some quaint person, large or small, who welcomes me with a hearty hand and leads me through his wonderland. Each book is like a city street along whose winding way I meet new friends and old who laugh and sing and take me off adventuring. So, in this poem, students, the poet is saying why he loves his book and what all things are there in his book. He is exploring everything for us. So, let's see his stanza wise. I love my books, they are the homes of queens and fairies and knights and gnomes. So, here the poet says that he loves the story of queens and also fairies, as we have read the stories of Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel, and our favorite story of the two sisters, that is Elsa and Anna in Frozen. Also, the poet says that his book has the stories of different kings like Akbar, Birbal. Now, students, can you see the two men over here? They are known as gnomes. They are very small and they have a triangular cap. Now, gnomes, an imaginary little man in children's stories who wear a pointed hat and can do magic. So, they are gnomes. So, that is what is given in this first stanza. Now, let's see the second stanza. Each time I read, I make a call on some quaint person, large or small, who welcomes me with a hearty hand and leads me through his wonderland. Here, the poet imagines that there is a person who is quaint and he takes him and helps him to visit his wonderland, which is very beautiful. And the poet enjoys wandering in this wonderland. Here, a quaint person, that means unusual or old fashioned but very attractive person. Okay, hearty hand means enthusiastic or energetic. Okay, students, so here that quaint person welcomes him and the poet enjoys with him in his wonderland. He goes around the wonderland and enjoys the beauty and scenery over there. Now let's move to the next stanza. Each book is like a city street along whose winding way I meet new friends and old who laugh and sing and take me off adventuring. In this stanza, the poet wants to say that the book has many streets. It has the imaginary streets where the poet goes and meets his friend along with whom he laughs and enjoys and does lots of adventures. Like we have read the stories of Alice in Wonderland, in which she goes to her wonderland and she does a lot of adventures in her trip. Same way, when the poet reads the stories in his book, he enjoys the wonderland because there he can imagine his friends and also he can enjoy, laugh and sing along with his friends. So students, that's what the poet wants to say in this poem. Now, let's see what are the exercises given under the poem. As you can see here, this is the question number 1. The K in knights and the G in gnomes are silent. Write at least 10 other examples of silent letters in words. So here, the list is already given. You can just write it down in your notebook. Let's see the second question. Name 2 things that books are compared to in the poem. So the 2 things are homes and a city street. Now let's see the third question. In the poem, find the opposite of word ordinary. Answer is quaint. A synonym of word twisting, winding. 2 pairs of rhyming words. Homes, gnomes, street, meet. Now the fourth question. How does the narrator feel about books? The narrator seems to love the books. Fifth question, list the characters that the poet has read about. Some of the characters that the poet has read about are queens, fairies, knights, and gnomes. Now, let's see the sixth question. What kind of books do you think the poet is describing in these lines? Name one such book that you have read. The poem seems to be describing fantasy books about adventures in the poem. One such book which I have read is Snow White. Now, students, you can also add the book Rapunzel or Alice in the Wonderland over here. Okay. Seventh question. Who welcomes the poet? What do you think the expression hearty hand means? The poet is welcomed by a stranger or a strange person. The expression hearty hand means that the poet was welcomed with warmth and love. So that's all for today's session, students. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video.